as stated in an official government bulletin. The reverse of the seal being obviously the symbol of a secret society, it was long considered inappropriate for use as the symbol of a great nation. It is the front of the seal which bears the more familiar symbol of the eagle. It seems there were early doubts about it being an eagle. Benjamin Franklin said it looked to him like a turkey because of its big neck, which was fortunate because the turkey is an admirable domestic fowl, and the eagle a bird of prey, cruel and destructive. The first diagrams show that neither the eagle nor Franklin's turkey was intended. The bird represented is the phoenix with crested plumage. This was a very appropriate symbol, the bird rising from ashes in resurrection of the ideals of mankind from the persecutions of Europe. And appropriate too as symbol of the 13 colonies which were to become the nucleus of the new nation were the 13 arrows in the claws of the phoenix, the branch bearing 13 leaves and 13 berries. Examination of the rejected designs bears out the original intention that our national symbol should be essentially Masonic, for they all contain the marks of Freemasonry, a typical one consisting of a tall column with a phoenix on top resting in flames. The founding fathers of country closely wove into the early documents of the colonies. These symbols, for most of them, were Masons.
Hey YouTube world, Harvest is plenty. Thanks for stopping by to check out the video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up or like button for me, guys. I greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to continue with part 2, Novus Ordo SECLORUM, the devil's in the details. And we're going to focus on the second seal or the other seal on the back of the American $1 bill. The phoenix bird. Many see it as the eagle, but in true respects, it's the phoenix bird. I'm going to read something to you guys before we jump into some videos. I just want to drive home the point that America at its founding had a secret destiny that we were never taught about in history class when we came up through grade school, middle school, high school, or even college. This stuff was written and it was spoken about in secret, but never out in public until that great work is accomplished. So I'll be reading to you a few things from Manly P. Hall's book, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. Let me blow it up a little bit so you guys can see this, and then we'll continue with some good video that I have for you. All right. Hopefully you guys can see this. It says, European mysticism was not dead at the time the United States of America was founded. The hand of the mysteries controlled in the establishment of the new government, for the signature of the mysteries may still be seen on a great seal of the United States of America. Careful analysis of the seal discloses a mass of occult and Masonic symbols, chief among them the so-called American eagle, a bird which Benjamin Franklin declared unworthy to be chosen as the emblem of a great, powerful, and progressive people. Here again, only the student of symbolism can see through the subterfuge and realize that the American eagle upon a great seal is but a conventionalized phoenix, a fact plainly discernible from an examination of the original seal. In his sketch of the history of the seal of the United States, Gilliard Hunt unwittingly brings forward much material to substantiate the belief that the original seal carried the phoenix bird on its obverse surface and the Great Pyramid of Giza upon its reverse surface. Now, let me scroll down just a little bit. Hold on a second here. Here we go. It continues. If anyone doubts the presence of Masonic and occult influences at the time of the Great Seal was designed, he should give due consideration to the comments of Professor Charles Eliot Norton of Harvard, who wrote concerning the unfinished pyramid and the all-seeing eye which adorned the reverse of the seal, as follows. The device adopted by Congress is practically incapable of effective treatment. It can hardly, however artistically treated by the designer, look otherwise than a dull emblem of a Masonic fraternity. The eagles of Napoleon and Caesar and the zodiacal eagle of Scorpio are really phoenixes, for the latter bird, not the eagle, is the symbol of spiritual victory and achievement. Masonry will be in a position to solve many of the secrets of its esoteric doctrine when it realizes that both its single and double-headed eagles are phoenixes, and that to all initiates and philosophers, the phoenix is the symbol of transmutation and regeneration of the creative energy, commonly called the accomplishment of the great work. So there it is, guys. I just want to hammer home that point for you, that it's really the phoenix bird and not the eagle. Now let's jump into some of this video that I have for you. And until my next video, may the good Lord continue to bless you and your family.
Yes.
So what do we see in the next image?
Well, if you take a look at the next image, you're going to see the colorized version of the same seal.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can tell there's absolutely no difference in the description or anything we just referred to.
Right.
Okay? Let's go to the next photo. You will see the colorized version of the eagle.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Now let's just skip the next photo and get to the eagle that you would see on the back of any dollar bill.
Okay, I think that'll be, there you go, there it is.
Right. Familiar?
Yo, it looks very familiar.
Okay, well, let's take a good look at this thing. At the very top of the eagle, you'll see a cluster of 13 stars surrounded by 28 guidelines.
Okay.
The 13, again, represents depravity and rebellion. 28 is the number for eternity, or that which is eternal. Now, you will note that the eagle is holding in between its beak a 13-letter Latin expression. The banner reads E pluribus unum. What it means from the ancient Latin is one out of many.
Okay.
But the question is, one out of many what?
What? Huh.
Well, you see, when Dr. Adam Weishaupt first created the Order of the Illuminati, he infiltrated other occult schools of his day and age. He infiltrated the Masons, the Rosicrucians, Jacobinism, so on and so forth. And he took out from those orders the best and the brightest minds and put them in the Order of the Illuminati. In essence, what he did was form one group out of many.
Huh.
That is what it's talking about.
What about detractors that might say, well, the 13 stars represent the 13 original states, et cetera, et cetera?
I will get to that.
Okay.
Now, if we have your technicians stay up with me with this one for a little bit, okay? Because if you know, there's supposed to be an eagle there, right?
Right.
But that's not what was on the original dollar, you know, the original seal.
Yes.
If we go to the next figure, take a good look at that and tell me what it is, Kevin.
Oh, boy, that's interesting. It doesn't really look exactly the same. It almost looks like a hawk.
You're close. If you compare it to the hieroglyphs of Egypt,
Yes.
that is the same symbol as the phoenix bird.
Oh, really?
Yes. You see, the phoenix bird, according to Egyptian legend, was a fiery bird that would live about 400 to 500 years. And afterwards, he would land upon the face of the earth, make a nest, and be consumed in his own fire. Now, out of the ashes, there'd be an egg, and out of that egg would emerge the new phoenix bird. This would complete the cycle of reincarnation.
Got it.
Because in the occult world, they don't believe you go to heaven or hell and be judged. No, you get back on the wheel of life and you come back to the process of reincarnation. And that belief was started by Semiramis, the mother of Nimrod.
Right.
Now, let's go to the next photo. That last one was the original seal, which was made into a graving plate back in 1782. But the problem is it wore out because we were using it to sign so many different treaties, amendments, ratifications, executive orders, which hadn't come about yet, I should say, and other things. This is the new improved seal, but if you notice, there's very little difference to it, and it still is the phoenix bird. Now, let's back up. That would be 2 photos back to the original eagle. Well, the eagle of 1930, I should say.
Okay, so we're going to go 2 photos back, and we'll bring that one up. Yep, and there it is.
Okay, so you can tell that someone's lying here because the original bird was the phoenix. It fits in with the pyramid, the occult school from which it comes from.
Okay.
Now, you will note that there's 2 wings. On the left side, the wing has 32 feathers. On the other, it has 33. Do you know why it's indifferent like that?
Well, my guess is that it would be the 32nd and 33rd degrees in Masonry.
You're right. They represent the 2 schools of Masonry. The one on our left is the York Rite. The one on the right-hand side is the Scottish Rite of Masonry.
Which I think is the more dominant. It's the Scottish Rite.
Right, but again, we'll get into this in a little bit.
Okay.
Well, probably in the next show. And if you note, there's a very unusual breastplate on the eagle. There are 12 vertical lines, and below it there are 18 horizontal lines.
Okay.
Now, those horizontal lines are broken up into 6 sections, and they break up the white field into 7 sections. Can you see that, Kevin?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Now, the 12 vertical line, 12 represents governmental perfection. The 18 represents the number of bondage. But in this case, it's also broken into 6, which is the number for man, and 7 white fields, which is a number for God.
Got it.
Now, look at the very bottom center of that breastplate. You'll see a point there?
Yes.
Keep that in the back of your head. Now, if you note to the left-hand side and right-hand side, the eagle has a total of 8 talons, okay, or claws. On our left-hand side, he's holding the olive branch, which has 13 leaves and 13 berries on it. On the left-hand side, you'll see 13 arrows. Now, the olive branch represents peace, and the berries represent the fruit of that peace. The eagle, the arrows represent our military might and ability to defend ourselves. But notice, the talons are clenched. In other words, they're going to be taken away. See, when anything, symbolically speaking, is clenched like you see there, it means something's being taken away. If you're holding the hands or the claws or whatever open, something's being given.
Got it.
Now, at the bottom of the eagle, you'll see 9 tail feathers. Ask any hunter that those tail feathers represent guidance and stability. But in gematria, 9 represents the number of completion of that which is complete.
Yeah, because 9 is an interesting number. If you multiply anything times 9 and you add the result together, like 81, 8 plus 1 is 9, or 72, 7 and 2 is 9, or when you get into a big enough number, that number, when you add it together, is divisible again back to 9, so 9 is hidden in all these numbers.
And 9's the only number that if you turn it upside down, it becomes the number 6.
Right.
Now, I mean, aside from number 1, but it doesn't change its value. In short, what this seal is saying in light of the first one, it is saying that new world order is going to be crowned with, is going to be eternally crowned with the depravity and rebellion, having formed itself out of many groups. In the beginning, we will have a perfect government by placing man above God. However, our peace and military might will be taken away, and that it is now complete.
Wow.